Hey guys, welcome to another cycling vlog. So today we're doing a ride out to the old Onion Lake Dam site. So it's a mix of pavement and gravel. I'd say more gravel than pavement. Should be fairly hilly. Probably verging around 1,000 meters of vertical. Depending on the route I take, it's going to be between 60 and 70k. I'll tweak the route so it takes at least 3 hours. Be another good day to test out these Lauf forks. The last 7-8k is a barely maintained road that went to the dam. It was maintained back then, but there's no dam anymore, so there's no real reason to maintain it. I think it does occasionally get maintained when it gets horrific washouts and stuff, but there should be lots of rock, exposed rock, so it'll be a good test for this fork. So we're about to go underneath the Trans-Canada Highway. And I have trouble dressing for this time of year. It's kind of a weird time of year. Still early spring here. Supposed to get up to almost 20 Celsius today, but it's probably only around 10-11 Celsius right now, and it's past 12 o'clock. So I took one of my Helly Hansen long underwear tops that I've had probably since the 90s and I actually cut off the sleeves so I can use it as a t-shirt underneath. But I actually have the sleeves pulled up, so they're kind of like loose-fitting arm warmers underneath the cycling jersey, so theoretically it should get a fair bit warmer, especially as we move away from Lake Superior. So I should be able to easily pull those off and stuff them back in the back pocket. Although I really won't be able to put them back on unless I take off this cycling jersey. I'm not going to do that during a ride. Should be warmer once we get back to town, because it should hit the high for the day by the time we get back to the city. They're finally starting to get some lights on these trails for the nighttime. This area is County Park, and it's known as kind of a rough area, and just last week someone got the shit beat out of them at 7 in the morning. I mean, these would be nice trails to commute to work, but there's a lot of riffraff in here. So it's always in the back of my mind, even in the daytime when I ride through here, you can come across some assholes. Sad to say, but you have to worry about that sort of thing. Okay, so already we're 7.3k from my place, probably about 10k away from Lake Superior, and I already notice that the area of influence of Superior right now doesn't reach out this far. It's quite a bit warmer. I forgot to wear my heart rate monitor. I was like, oh gee, should I turn around, go get it? Because I normally feel lost without it. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do that once a week, especially on this the longer easy ride. Just enjoy the ride instead of being a slave to how hard I'm going. Just go by my perceived exertion, what feels right. I mean, this will be a hard ride in terms of how much vertical we're going to do, but it'll all be ridden easy. As easy as I can with some of these steep hills. Like this paved climb we're coming up on here is quite steep. We'll definitely be putting it in the small ring. We hit our first section of gravel. So now we come out on some pavement. So we got a bit of climbing to do here now. Stair steps its way up. It's a nice hill to use for a longer interval. Yeah, so this Lauf fork bobs a bit out of the saddle, but it's not horrible. Certainly have had telescoping forks that bob even worse. The climb does keep going up, as you can see there, but we're going to take a right here back onto a gravel road. This is a really fun section this way because it's mostly downhill. There's a bunch of rolls. You generally can carry lots of speed over them. Back down the other side. So now it gets fast and fun for a little bit. Back out on some pavement, probably about 5K worth, and at the end of that 5K or so we hit our first tough gravel climb. All right, first big gravel climb, the beast of Omila Road. It's a gravel climb that, if you want to do it comfortably, you really should have mountain bike gearing. This bike has a mountain bike cassette on the back with the small chain rings at 28. So it's gonna make it a little harder than I actually want today. Rather have a 22 or 24. Just these first two pitches, this one we just did there and this one coming up. Best enjoyed with mountain bike gearing. Okay, the rest of the climb's not so bad. Okay, we've done Omila Hill. We still got some rollers to deal with here. We're on Hilldale Road now, and we've got a really fast downhill coming up, and it's also going to be a brutal climb we'll have to do on the way back. Some of the road up here is still really damp, and it's actually quite muddy. always forget about this little climb here. It's actually quite steep. That last pitch up there. Okay, so we're at the top of Hilldale Road, and now we have a descent. Fortunately, it's been resurfaced recently and it's quite soft, and we have these mud bogs to get through, which hopefully aren't going to get on the lens of the camera. I'm surprised how soft the road still is. And wet. Definitely can't take it as fast as I'd like. Fun, nevertheless, more or less. Now we come out on Cam Current Road. If we were to go behind us the other direction, there's another tough bit of gravel road climbing. Pretty freaking sweet. One lane bridge. You know you're in the country when. And we hang a right and gravel and we start climbing again, but this one's really gradual. So we're at the top of that climb. Now we get a long gradual downhill. Very fun. You have to pedal down it if you want to go fast. But it's really loose. Recently resurfaced. Some washout here. This has all been repaired recently. Up top there, that's the top of North Branch Road. That's a nice tough climb. To get up near that tower up there. We'll be doing that climb this year. Gravel road climb. Well, actually, there used to be a really steep section. The really steep section was gravel, and it was freaking tough, especially when it was in bad condition from cars and trucks. That steep section now has been paved, so it's kind of nice that now you can ride it. You know, you have traction you want, but it was good and challenging when it was gravel. An extra bit of something to worry about, trying to maintain traction. Then after that steep section, it turns to gravel. That's kind of the sad thing, is probably eventually these roads here will become paved. Probably at some point, which is good and bad, right? The awesome road climbs, but they're awesome gravel climbs too, so I'd prefer they stayed gravel. So now we're gonna go on Winnie Lake Dam Road. So this road's a dead end that ends at the old dam site. The dam is no longer there. Roads are still surprisingly wet. Hasn't rained in like a week, and so I actually wouldn't be surprised if the last bit of Onion Lake Dam Road, that there's still snow on the road. Because of the angle, it faces north-south, so they're only going to get sun shining on it a few hours a day, and very few motor vehicles will be going out there this time of year. I got the Racing Ralphs on 2.25. Glad I have full fat tires, because this loose gravel suck with narrower tires. They had to stop and change the battery. Ate half of the Cliff Bar, took a leak, and we're heading out again. So right now we're at an hour 40 minutes. We've done 37K, average speed 22.1. We've done 664 meters of vertical ascent. So, yeah, hoping we do over 1,000 meters. We're not going back home the exact same way, so some of the hills at the beginning we won't be doing again, but we still got two, I guess, big climbs. We have to gravel climbs we have to do on the way back. Two of the downhills that we came down just now. Beautiful countryside here. Lots of the, this is the type of mountains that we have here. They're generally sheer cliffs. And they're generally more or less, they're generally flat on top. They're sheer cliffs with flat tops, plain, like a plane on top kind of thing. So this person's got an awesome spot for their home. Mountain behind their house, and great view out towards the city and Sleeping Giant Provincial Park. So on the right here is the last house on the road, and now it goes down to a single lane. Becomes much more off-roady. So lots of it loose rock. So this should be a sketchiest rocky downhill here. definitely makes a difference. Gonna have to mount one of my GoPros off to the side to get some footage of the fork actually in action. So there's probably going to be some running water across the road in a couple spots. Yeah, so snow on the road, like I said here. But this is the kind of riding I bought this fork for. This really rough forested road, gravel road, unmaintained kind of stuff. This fork makes me far more willing to explore on this bike. We should have another pretty tough climb coming up after this straight stretch, and not that it's super hard, but it'll be super hard because it's going to be really loose exposed rock. That's what makes it hard. It will be traction challenge. There's a little creek across the road. Oh, a beaver's been building here. Okay, here's the climb. We'll climb it. I don't think I've ever not been able to climb it. We used to come out here pretty regularly in the 1990s when early 90s when I first got into riding. Oh yeah, still goes up, but that's the more challenging part. Now we drop down to where the old dam used to be. Tough climb out of here. So this is the old Onion Lake Dam site. So that is what was Onion Lake. It used to be a really cool place to visit in the 90s because the remnants, either side, remnants of the dam were still here, and it was concrete, and there was a hollow that you could go into, and people would build fires in there. You could camp and sleep in there. People would come out here and party. And what they did to try and stop people coming on the tough hill we just came up there, they had these big whoop-de-doos of dirt, and the spacing between them, basically you could only get through it on either a dirt bike, mountain bike, or like a short wheelbase vehicle like a Jeep. So they kind of designed it so that you couldn't get up here anymore, but you had no problem on a motorcycle or a bicycle. And eventually they came out here and they finally removed the rest of the remnants of the dam. And this is all that's left. And now they don't seem to care if you come out here. You can see people, assholes, have been out here shooting their shotguns and they just leave all their shells. Fucking dickwads. So it's nothing to do but turn around and go back, and I don't think that is rideable. Way steeper than it looks on camera, and it's loose sand. But we'll try, but I think we'll have to walk the first bit here. And this bike doesn't have easy enough gearing for a hill like that, I don't think, but we'll try. Oh, almost. Yeah, this Lauf is a nice fork. Definitely makes this stuff more enjoyable to ride. No complaints about it on that downhill. Made it a much more enjoyable experience. Here's the Beaver Dam created washout. Rocky climb here. And rocky downhill. Yeah, this Lauf fork was great purchase. Thankful my buddy was talking to them and got us this gravel road prototypes, excuse me. Okay, so we're back out on Onion Lake Road. Been out for 2 hours, 29 minutes. And 915 meters of vertical, we're just going to do 2 big climbs now, so we'll definitely get over 1,000. Maybe we'll get 1,200-1,300 meters vertical today. So it's hilly from around here. Ride will probably be 3 hours 15 minutes, 3 hours 20 minutes, I'm guesstimating. Oh, we got a strong headwind when we start heading back. Right now we're actually heading away from home because this hill actually curves and loops to the left. By the top we'll be facing going back home. I can pull off these sleeves. There we go. See, I cut the arm off the long underwear, and if you wear them underneath something, they stay in place. Probably I don't know, 17, 18, 19 Celsius right now. I guess I could check the temperature on here. Gonna have to wait till get to a easier part of the climb. Trying to do it with these gloves on, it's not working all that well. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Tell me the temperature. No, there we go. Actually, it's 22.4 according to my Garmin. Wow, above room temperature. First time this year, I think. I have to pull up my sleeves. Some cooling action. Maybe summer actually is just around the corner. Yeah, I have to say right now my fitness is pretty good. 2.5 hours in and I still feel good. Considering I did interval type work last night, I should feel absolutely horrible today, but I don't. So I don't know how fast I am right now, but definitely feel reasonably strong. I haven't been taking my road bike and going for road KOMs. I'm gonna wait till June to get a few weeks of intervals in, a little more structured intervals that I'm doing once a week. Okay, so we clicked over 1,000 meters of vertical. I'm satisfied. Everything else now is bonus. And the hardest part of this climb is the last bit here. Never been up there. That's just a dead end. Looks like it ends at somebody's house, but I have to check it out one day because it looks like it does reach a higher point than this part of the climb. Downhill. Across the one-way bridge. You gotta be careful because cars come from both directions really fast. Like behind me, they come in at an 80k an hour. So it's always risky crossing that one. I think we're going up right now, but the gravel part starts about 100 meters now. So initially we're going to do all Camp Current Road, then we hang a left on Hilldale and keep going up. This is a nice bit of climbing here on Camp Current Road, and the road is hard packed. Doesn't get much better than this. Low rolling resistance and good grip. This spot bakes in the sun, so it's nice and dry already. A little flat section, and then head up Hillville Road. I think this is, as a whole, is tougher than Omala Road. It's more consistently tough, although I think the second pitch on Omala is steeper than the steepest part here. This is consistently tougher. At least we have some automobile tire tracks to roll on here. This is the last tough climb of the day. Yeah, this midsection here is tough. Little respite here, and it goes up again. That fitness is good. I've ridden this hill already this year and on this bike, and before I wished for much easier gearing, but today, fitness I have right now, I feel pretty good. Easiest gear on this bike is doing just fine. There's a 2836. This is the hardest pitch here. Now it keeps going up, but nowhere near as tough. Almost at the top, not quite. Top of Hilldale Road. Okay, this is the Omala Road downhill. Fortunately, there's a 90-degree corner at the bottom. but it's all covered with dirt. And we gotta go right. Pretty cool if we could actually run out the whole downhill. Okay, I had to stop and put the third battery in the camera because it died. I was gonna head straight home, but I still feel pretty good and it's a really nice day, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra distance to the route because we'll get a little bit more vertical if we go back this way. We're at 1215 meters. Been out for 3 hours 11 minutes, 67 kilometers, average speed 21 k an hour. Not that fast. Most of these gravel roads have been freshly redone. They're quite slow going. And as we've gotten closer to town, it's 18.6. I'd say only 7, 8K that way, it was 22.5. So as we've gotten closer to Lake Superior, it's cooled off quite a bit. A very short distance. Alright guys, so here's the ride in a nutshell. So it's 78.6 kilometers. It took us 3 hours, 38 minutes, 25 seconds. We had 1,329 meters of vertical. Average speed of 21.6. The last little bit, especially to the old dam site, we really ended up slowing down. Maximum speed of 60.8. I didn't wear my heart rate monitor, so I have no heart rate data. The average temperature was 18 Celsius, so definitely a decent day. So here's the profile. So you can see some of that's the Omala road climb there. And then on the way back, that right there is the Hilldale road climb. So 2 tough gravel road climbs on the ride today. So I'll leave a link, if you're a Strava user, I'll leave a link to the ride in the description box. And if you're a Strava user, feel free to follow me. I'll follow you back. It's always interesting to see what kind of riding people do different parts of the world. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.